Come on. It's Winefree podcast time. We're doing some cool stuff here, so let's go. Sis, I said, let's go. Let's go, girl. You want wine history? I'm bringing you wine history. Baby, we're going all the way back to Castilla-La Mancha with the delicious, luxurious San Pietro. Oh, what? Maybe you know her as Criolla Chica. Oh, no? Maybe you know her as Pais. No? Maybe you know her as the Mission Grape. I said it. And then we're going to jump right into her little takeover, her demise, Petit Sirah. Oh, yes. Not only that, I'm doubling down on old because we're talking about 1770s, 1800s. Okay. Also, are they cute labels? Not only do we have a queen and her predecessor, we also have old school versus new school. Yes, baby. We have a sommelier, Raj Par, versus a new winemaker, Justin Tribute. So, I think this should be cool. I'm intrigued. Let's get into it. So we are going to start with the Lone Wolf, okay? This is the Rajpar wines. Yeah, I picked this up from the Wine Warehouse. Shout out to the Wine Warehouse for this fabulous little suggestion. I'm really excited to try this wine. It's supposed to be clean and juicy and just... So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, but let's get into it. Like I said, this is the Lone Wolf. It is the Scythian Wine Mission from Temecula Valley. What? Temecula? Oh, shit. So when I look up this wine, right, we've got this great little fruit coming from the Lone Wolf Vineyard that was actually abandoned. Just like left ragged, rustic, crazy, wild. And then they decided to go ahead and just run through that hoe, pick up some fruits. They realized that the Pais had mingled with some Lambruscas. Yes, some Venice Lambruscas, some non-vinifera grappas. And then they just made a wine. They just pressed her down, said, boom. Okay, unfined, unfiltered, no sulfur, which is why we got that little VA. But again, old vines be old vining, and they're giving what needs to be gaved. But that's probably why I got that little hazy. It's all clicking and coming together now. You see the theory be theorying. Once you know the theory in the back of your head, it comes out. Okay? This one is dry farmed. Means they take no water in. Nothing. They ain't doing nothing to this. Jeez, man. I mean, talk about an ethos of doing nothing. Temecula became an AVA in 1984. Just so you have some context, Augusta, Missouri was the first in 1981. You heard what I said. I said what I said. Yes. Then you have Napa in 1981. Then you have Sonoma in 1981. And then you have Livermore Valley in 1982. And also Santa Maria Valley in 1981. So, you already know what glasses I use. Glassman, baby. All right, I've got my handy dandy wine key here. The butler's key, always and forever. I will never use anything else because we're professionals around here, okay? There's no foil, okay? So we're just gonna take our nice, beautiful key here. We're going to use the screw part. Label facing out to your guest with your hand on the bottom of the bottle like so, okay? You're gonna go in diagonally and push in. You see how that is? You're watching my hands? I hope so. And you see how the bottle is not moving? You see that? Did you see that? Yeah, it's importante. Okay, this is where you move your hand, okay? See what I'm doing over here? No. You move your hand so that you can go. You see that little click? You see that right there? You see that? You go do that. You go one. Woo! Well, see if I was. You go one. Woo! Oh boy. Hi. This is a natural wine. I mean, it's fresh par. It makes natural wine. We are going to pour it into the glass. Oh. Okay. Okay. Let me put the bottle down real fast. So when you're blind tasting a wine, you are using all the clues that you can to figure out what that wine is. You're using theory and your palate to figure it out. This is how you talk about the color. Let's start first. We're looking at the clarity of the wine, right? That's why you want to have a nice glass. That's why you want it to be able to swirl and kind of, you don't want to do too much wine in the glass, right? That's key because you need to see it, okay? That's also why we use white paper to see everything. So, here's what I'm gonna do for you guys. Watch this shit. My nose up. Watch. Bow! Alright, you see what I'm saying? You see how you can see the color better now? Alright, look. It is hazy. You can't really see through it. You can tell that because when you look at your white and you got some light, you're looking to see if you can see your finger. I mean, I can, but there's stuff in there. You can have clean wine and it be unfined, unfiltered, and it's still clean wine. Okay, so now that you have assessed whether or not you can see through the wine, okay, now you're gonna talk about the color, the actual color of the wine. Now for this, there's a little bit of bleeding, right? Like she's uniform, but not uniform. She goes, it's like ombre, you know, like she's brighter in the center for sure. There's not a lot of watery edge, which lets me know like it's not aging. It's just the thinness of the skin of this grape that is causing the color to kind of ombre or seep. You know, it's just, it was probably touches skin for a good amount of time, but not a long amount of time. You know, it's probably a really fresh stainless steel, just wine that is supposed to be juicy and clean and kind of indicative of this old, beautiful, sexy Chilean, Peruvian, Argentinian, Spanish grape. Baby. And then we get into the nose, okay? You're looking for fruit, condition of fruit. You're looking for non-fruits. You're looking, yes, non-fruits. That tennis ball, rubber band, all that stuff, that's in that category. And yes, just say it. It doesn't matter how crazy it sounds. Say that shit. Say it. Say it with your whole chest, too. Because what I'm smelling for right now is volatile acidity. I'm smelling for, mouse, like cardboard, like wet newspapery smell. You don't want that. I'm also looking for Brettanomyces, so just like overwhelming barnyard, like not a fun time with the cow babies. Y'all know I love cow babies. Not that. That's not what we're talking about with the barnyard, okay? As she's been in my glass, there is a touch of the volatile acidity, but it's not overwhelming or overpowering. It is, and it's lessening as the wine stays in my glass, which means that it's just something that's gonna blow off really fast from her being in bottle. There may be a slight sense of reduction, which is something that Burgundies do. Like this isn't a Burgundy bottle. There's just nerd things is nerding, okay? Nerd. Ooh, that's strawberry. All right, so Mission, País, San Pietro, coming from Castilla-La Mancha. So, after you talk about the fruit condition and non-fruits, then you talk about organic and inorganic earth. Is there potting soil? Do you smell wet leaves? Do you smell forest floor? Do you smell slate, volcanic soil? Yada, 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 yada. And the more you taste wine, the more you are just asking them questions, the more you're understanding where your wine is coming from, how these smells are linked, why we're talking about volcanic soil when we're talking about something like Caricante or a Nerello Mescalese. If you know, you know. If you don't, stay tuned. That's why I got this big old open glass fin aromatic glass, because I'm looking for all the flavor notes. I'm just looking for all the notes. I want all the notes. I want all the notes. Give me all the notes. Give me all the notes. Cherry. And she's hot. I mean, she's hot and cold. There's a spice to the cherry. It's like a little roasted, but it's like a roasted jam that you chilled. It's a cold thing, but it's roasted. I don't know how to explain that, but that's what's going on in my smells. Nerd. Now we confirm. So after all that, you use your mouth. And you confirm everything that you thought about with your nose. Like, that's literally the only thing you're doing. You do that twice, though, right? So the first time, it's confirming what you smelled. And then the second time, you're assessing the body of the wine, right? You're assessing the alcohol. You're assessing the tannins, if it has any. You're assessing the alcohol. You're assessing the tannins, if it has any or not. You're assessing the residual sugar left in the glass as well. Even though for the majority of the wines that you're going to be blinding, they'll probably be dry. Most of the wine you're drinking is dry. Though we do love the sweets, what you really are drinking is half dry, but that's for another time, babes. All right, so then after you do all that, it's time to put the pieces of the puzzle together and use your mind tools. All that nerd history lessons come to the front and tell you, oh, that's right. I do remember that one time that I had a Pais, and she was Chilean, but she was white, and she also had this rhubarbiness to her. Is that just indicative of the grape? I think so. It's got a little sour candiness to it. And it is a little cloudy in the glass. It's very unfine unfiltered. Mm. 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 Ooh la 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 la. Ooh. That is, I want barbacoa. Yo. Ooh. There's a little like reverberating brightness of like the inside of a persimmon. Persimmon. That's what I went with. Persimmon. Yep. It was like a burst, just like a boom. Yes. This is nice. So the weird thing about Temecula is that while it's hot, and when I say it's hot, I mean, good God, the fruits be fruiting in Temecula, okay? And it can make some 15.5% hot beast of a wine. Nobody wants to drink that. I don't want to drink that. I don't want to drink that. It can also create beautiful wines like this. 13%. Perfect amount of fruit. Yes, please. It's crazy because you have rivers, you have, there's a wind gap, there's a gorge there. There's really the ability to create fruit that's not that much hotter than Napa. All right, so now we get into her predecessor, and I am a little excited to talk about this wine. I'm very excited to try it as well. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Ward 4 Wines. Justin is a Black queer female winemaker who upended her whole life and came to make wine after studying and dropping out of Cal Poly's wine business program. Okay, talk about just going for it and being gung-ho. Go ahead, sis. She also really wanted just to focus on lesser known varietals, which is super cool to see just someone championing the weird grape. Go off weird grapes. So This is the 2022 Petit Sirah from Grist Vineyard. This is super organic, okay? Certified. Some of the best winemakers get their wines from here, their grapes from here. Turley is one of just a few, okay? You've only got 1.5 barrels made of this, so let's taste her. Yes, people still buy grapes. It's very important. People have been owning, that land has been owned by a single family since like the 1880s. It was bought by an Italian family. Now the Hayward family of Sonoma owns it. But you got heavy hitters getting their grapes out of the same vineyard on top of Mount Bradford. Like, oh, let's go. Her friend made this label. They went to school together. It was cute. It's time to pour it in the glass. Whoa. She got color. 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 Woo-wee. Let's get the white. Do you see that? Do you see that? Can you see that? Can you see what I be seeing? That's blurpily black. Blick black blooby dooby doobs. Ooh wee, honey baby bear. And I mean, yes, it's opaque. I can see through it. I can see through her. I can see through her. I can see through her. Yes. Ooh, she is so blickety blue black blickety thick that she leaves a bit of color when I swirl her. I mean, yeah, yam. Do you see that? See that there? You see that there? Look at her. Look at her. Leftover. She done left. Look at the wall. Look at the wall. Leftover. Look. Leftover. Oh. Leave me alone, boysenberry. Excuse me. Oh. Mr. Boysenberry, you didn't have to come for me like that. Hey, Jesus. Sit down somewhere. Shit. Oh. 14.8. I was going to say 15. Okay. 14.8. It is Petit Sirah. You know, like, Petit Sirah is not Little Syrah. Okay? I know I call my Petit Sirah. But Petit Sirah is actually a... Let me get comfortable. In the red wines of France, you will find Syrah, and maybe if you search hard enough and look hard enough, right in this little bitty baby town on the east side of the Rhone River, there's this wild ass grape called Petit Sirah. Petit Sirah. Did I say that right? I don't know if I said that right. No, I might not have said that right, but that baby crossed with Syrah made this beautiful Petit Sirah. Yes, I know. It was actually discovered in like the 1700s by this dude named Francois Durif, and it was originally named Durif until it came to California by this man named Charles MacIver, who planted it all over the Livermore Valley, baby. And there you have it. We had Petit Sirah come through. And then after phylloxera hit, she just took over. Okay? When I say she took over, every place that the little mission grape was planted, Petit Sirah was coming in like, excuse me, this is mine. Excuse me, this is mine. I'm Petit Sirah, I'm fine. Excuse me, this is mine. Now, the mission grape is not only from Castilla-La Mancha, right? She gets the nickname or the name, the mission grape, because, well, she was grown by the church, and the church was doing missions, and when they came to California, that was the grape they was planting, and baby, it just became known as the mission grape. Mission. It's like in Chile. They just call that half a país. País means country. It's the country grape. That's it. Okay? At one point, Mission was grown everywhere. At one point, the Mission grape was grown everywhere. It literally dominated California wine agriculture from, 1770 when it arrived until 1865 when Petit Sirah came in and said, da-da-da-da-da-da, just like that color, okay? She said, it's my time now. Boom. It's wild that the first record of Petit Sirah is actually 540 acres in the Concannon vineyards. 540 acres. That's a lot of Petit Sirah, baby. Okay? That's a lot of big black bluebirds. Now, for the blackity bluebirds. There's a little meaty, gamey quality to it. Like venison or salted pork chops. Maybe like a bison burger. It's funny because Justin says that this wine for her is a memory of traveling across the country. And as I swirl it in the glass, I do get a little bit of do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I'm not trying to get copywritten, okay? I mean, this is very well made. Excuse my pause. This is a very emotional wine, and it kind of takes over the profile of the wine. The jazz is strong with this one. Okay, this. Oh! Not her coming back for more! Not her coming back for seconds before I even had a second sip, sis. What's going on? What's going on in this glass? Yeah, damn. Girl, you ass thick. Petit Sirah is a petite, okay? there's enough fruit to balance out the fact that it is 14.8. It is very balanced in how it approaches its fruit, its structure. I feel like I'm talking about a very classic wine right now. And this is why wine is a combination of terroir and artistry. Whether you choose to manipulate or not, it all comes down to what your vision is for this wine and how you're going to convey that. Whether your vision is to sit back and chill and let the wine do its thing and do absolutely nothing, you're still deciding to showcase that fruit or not. And it shows in what your final product is. I mean, you know who else makes a good Petit Sirah? Robert Foley. But you would pay $181 for the Robert Foley and maybe $58 for this. I would pay $58 for this. I probably would never pick it out because of the label. Just being very honest with myself. It's too fun of a label. Look at that label. It's cute and shit. And I'd be like, nah, it's playing a game with me. But, baby. Run, don't walk to the website. I mean, no wonder she got that Grist Vineyard connection. She doing this vineyard very right. Very right. It shows a sense of self. I get very like lost in the cloud vibes, you know, and not like the physical clouds, just like that feeling where you're just kind of like lost in the music and you're vibing and you're on the road and you're just thinking about life and just, you know, spending time with your loved ones, and everything is just kind of it's so consistent in what it's bringing to the table. And unfined and unfiltered, while still being like, I know that I am a French grape at the end of the day. Yes, my daddy is Syrah. Yes, I am from Côte Rôtie. Yes, I am from Hermitage. Yes, I am from Gros Hermitage. Yes, I am from Gigondas. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's giving what needs to be given. And I'm really not a girl for the tannins. Once we get over 14%, I crumble. I'm just like, I don't want you in my mouth, but this is so luscious and enjoyable, and I don't even recognize that it is hitting. It's so smooth, going down the throat. Happy, happy girl. Happy girl. Happy girl. You want to talk about lesser known varieties, baby? Petit Sirah, Mission Grape, giving it to you every single day, all day. Now see, both of these wines have been unfined and filtered, right? Neither one of them, however, has been wild hazy, like cannot see through it at all. Looks like kombucha. There is definitely some points of contention in the natural wine world, right? Because while this is still unfined, unfiltered, she's clean. while Rajpar's Scythian Lone Wolf Bayis Mission Grape is a little schmibble of haze. She's still unfined, unfiltered, and still clean. That VA that I had at the very beginning blew off, which is a great sign. It means the wine is alive and vibing well and very well made. It was just an angry teenager. You woke her up too early. She didn't want to be out yet. She wanted to be in the bottle for a couple more years, chilling until she was ready to pop out, okay? You can't rush wine. It's a living, breathing thing. Still, in the bottle. That's why we care about the glasses. Because it's still living in your glass. That's why people tell you, let the wine open, let it breathe. That's why I keep going back to this wine, because as she sits, she's opening, she's getting more contact to the air in the surface area of the wine here, okay? And it's just reaching the peak of where she can be right now. It's a good little wine. I was supposed to make chicken Alfredo tonight. I don't know if I can do that, because while I love Rajpar, I think I might want to finish this Petit Sirah. Oh. Please don't tell Raj I said that. I'll drink it tomorrow. I'm sorry. Tips and tricks of wine. All right, so let's say you see both of these bottles in the grocery store and you don't know which one is which. Here's a quick little tip for you to figure it out. This baby is in what we call a Bordeaux bottle. Why? Well, because typically speaking, wines from Bordeaux come in this. Yes. So if you see a Bordeaux bottle, likelihood is it's going to be a grape that's a little Bordelaise. What do we mean by Bordelaise? I mean Cabernet Sauvignon. I mean Merlot. Petit Verdot. I mean Carmenere. And everything that might be blickety blue, black, deep, dark, dank, swamp, num-nums. Okay? Cab Franc, typically speaking, we're going to be like this. Okay? Now, let's say you see a little baby varietal and she's in a bottle like this. Nice and fat, but, okay, she got a little hot shoulder. It's just soft. She's so feminine. She's soft. This is what we call a Burgundy bottle. Oh, and just like in Burgundy, we're talking about Chardonnay. We're talking about Pinot Noir. All day, every day. These are going to be the light-skinned grapes. Probably somewhere under 13.5% alcohol. Because it's Burgundy, and we make Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. Chances are, if you pick them both up and you drink this one first, then this one will be lighter, and this one will be heavier. Boom, boom, boom. And now you know. We got some wine news. All right, so you guys, we have got some mind-blowing news. We've got a brand new AVA in Mendocino County. You heard what I said. Coming May 8th. Yes, ma'am, Pam, you getting this news immediately. Coming May 8th, the Comchi AVA of Mendocino County will be thriving and in effect. Expect to see Pinot Noirs coming out of that region real soon. It is supposed to be super cool climate. Like, only the coldest of cold baby grapes can even survive, which is why Pinot's the only baby on the list right now. I'm very excited to see what's going on. It's like a low elevation valley. We're talking about 400, 200 feet in elevation, and just cold. Like, poof. When I say a drop in temperature, baby, a drop in temperature. I can't believe it. Like, we're getting AVAs left and right. Who's next? And if you're a Pinot lover, which who isn't, our beloved Burgundy, baby, she's coming back to the people after a stellar crop in 2023. Thank you, Jesus. Many domains in Burgundy are seeing a resurgence of their cellars. Yes, baby, the stock is back, so prices are coming down. Whoa! I'm so excited because I'm going to get Burgies. I'm excited. I'm going to get Burgies. Boo. Last but not least, baby, since we're talking about Temecula, why not bring up their 41st annual Balloon and Wine Festival? Excuse me? A hot air balloon and this cool ass Temecula fruit. You're able to do... Poof. My mind is blown, okay? It is a 3-day festival from May 17th to the 19th, all right? If you haven't gotten your tickets for that, or the Anderson Valley Pinot Fest happening at the same time, baby, when I tell you whether you're north or south, it's popping off, all right? That out. I'm Loris the Somm, and this has been another episode of the Wine Fairy Podcast.